Welcome back to the Stack Tortilla podcast. Introducing your three hosts, me, Gloom, we have Tam Tam, and we have Peeves. Today we're going to talk about crushes, how we feel about them, how we deal with them, and what we do in dates, and also a little thing of pet peeves. We're going to start it off with commentator questions that we had from the last podcast. So we have from, I believe, the same person, Bryce, right? Is that right?
I love Bryce.
A number one fan. Our only fan. He has, the camp seemed to be where some of the most important memories or meetings happens for you guys. So my question would be, what was the best thing that has happened so far at camp? And the worst? What are you hoping to accomplish this year at camp? Also, can we go to Olive Garden?
Oof, yeah. Of course. I've never been to Olive Garden. So, let's go. Let's go.
Excuse me? You never been to Olive Garden?
Oh, nope. My God.
Well,
established this so many times.
I feel like I'm a little biased because I work at Olive Garden, that Olive Garden is the best restaurant, but, you know.
Well, hold on. Best overall restaurant? Best Italian restaurant? Or what are we saying?
Listen, I'm just a pasta lover. My Italian side takes over. I love pasta. Olive Garden's really good. A lot of people are always like, oh my God, but it's fake Italian. No!
You're fake Italian.
Yes, the food is all made by Hispanic people. At least at my Olive Garden, all the cooks are Hispanic. But real Italians who come in love the food.
You know what I tried yesterday for the first time?
What?
Tiramisu.
Yeah.
My friend's dad owns like a restaurant company thing. His name's Luigi. I don't know what it's called though. And his dad made us some, and it was okay. I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it.
I love tiramisu.
It was a good first experience.
See, I love Italian food, but I don't know if I would put Olive Garden all the way up there. I don't know. It just doesn't pop out to me when I eat there, if that makes sense.
I don't think you're eating the right things then.
Like some restaurants, I'm like, okay, yeah, this pasta go crazy, but then it's not Olive Garden. The entire menu is like, oh damn, this is really good. I don't know, just didn't like make me think that when I'm there. I'm just like, I'm gonna eat some pretty good pasta food.
I love the Alfredo sauce there. That's my favorite sauce that they have. So like, my favorite thing is the Asiago chicken tortellini Alfredo.
Okay.
Highly recommended.
I don't have any. But to
get back to the main question. Yeah. So, what's the best thing that's happened at camp so far for you guys?
I was actually thinking of this question earlier because I have to prep an answer beforehand because I can't. Because so many things have happened to me at camp, good and bad. I was like, what's the best thing? And I think the best thing would be is just like break days or just the sense of hanging out with everybody. I was thinking like we'd go on staff trips. So like the one time we went to Medieval Times, super fun. I loved every minute of it. I like spending time with like the staff and my friends who were staff. And then I thought about the time we went to the water park and that was really fun. And like those times themselves, just like hanging out with everybody and not having to worry about working are probably my best memories. Like the 1 week we would play games in the green room like every day and we'd just be laughing and playing games. And it's just those like moments of just sitting there and playing, I don't know, Dutch Blitz and like having like just that kind of like hanging out and not having to worry about responsibility.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, Gloom, what your camp experience is, if there is any. But
no, this same section doesn't involve Gloom because Gloom hasn't gone to camp. This is just for me and Tam Tam kind of thing.
I don't do your camping stuff. I'll do a cabin. I have cabin trips. Those are fun.
No.
But, you know, it's as you would imagine. We go, we drop our stuff off, and then we're like, all right, time to drink.
You can't do that at our camp.
So we're the Elk. We don't have enough. We gotta go down to a store, and then we gotta drive like an hour away. Like, all right, here's the nearest Elk store. Now we gotta drive back. and then we got to continue drinking for like the rest of the week. So that's what my camping trips look like, if you want to call them that.
I think my best camp experiences are, it sounds cheesy, but I just think making new friends, because without camp, right, I wouldn't have like friends from literally all over the world. Like we have friends in fucking Jamaica, Kenya, Ireland, Scotland, England. Like we have friends literally everywhere now. And it's really good. And then like you get to like learn about like their culture back at home. I love when the Kenyans tell me things, like the stories. Love them.
And they're really good singers.
Oh my
so good.
god. Like, I wish.
Tam likes to be with friends, and you like to meet new people.
Yeah.
Okay. So what's the worst thing that's happened in camp so far for both of you?
So back in 2017, it was the first year of my
The golden
best
days.
friend. No.
No COVID.
Actually, I was low-key thriving in 2016, 2017, except for this one summer. But me and my best friend were working at camp, and then I don't know, to be honest, I really don't remember, don't know what happened, but we weren't talking, and I was miserable for the most part. I had good days, obviously, but I would cry a lot. And like what I thought would be a good, like, fun experience working with my best friend turned out to be one of the worst summers of my life. And I almost quit like 2 different times. It was terrible. I hated it. But we made up. We're fine. It's in the past. But that's probably the worst summer of my life. I cried. I almost like quit 20 different times. It was great.
It was great.
What about you, P-Bear?
I feel like my worst experience at camp was, so we had just redid the basketball court, right? It was brand new. We were instructed to not let people on it just yet. However, some of the staff decided to go play basketball. And I was like, yo, you can't be on there yet. And they're like, oh, well, we just got permission from like the boss. And I was like, okay, he just told us to not let people on. So what do you mean you just got permission if he just told us no? And then so me, my other friend Emily are arguing with the boys on the court, right? I walked away because I was like, you know what? I don't care that much. So I walked away. So Emily continued to argue with them. So my boss came over and was like, yo, what's the problem? They explained it. Well, Emily explained to him first, and then they were like, they didn't even mention Emily, who was completely yelling at them. The one boy said my name and then was talking about me literally in front of me, like calling me names, cursing at me to my boss. So then I was started to walk down to the court. My boss is like, where are you going? I'm like, I'm going to fight him. I don't know about you. My boss is a lot bigger than me. I couldn't make it down to the court. I was blocked by a very large man who was like, you're not touching anyone. I need you to turn around and walk that way. I said, no, I'm going to go punch him in his throat. He's like,
no.
He was like, no, you're not. He's like, you need to go that way. And I was like, damn, I need to go that way. So I turned around and I walked away. But as I was walking away, I was like crying, not because I was sad, but because I couldn't hit him. Like I was so
like annoyed.
Frustrated.
So yeah, frustrated that like my eyes were like bright red. This guy was just talking about me in front of me.
Peter find out if their boss said if they were allowed to or not, or whatever was the situation.
They misheard him. So no, they were not allowed on yet. They could go on later, but not then.
Oh, okay.
Boys,
unfortunate. Right? Yeah, they're great.
Let's
go.
Let's go. Oh my god.
All right, so Now that we got the commenter question, the only one.
Doesn't matter. He's our number one. We love you.
Let's go
So
into our topics.
he is.
So let's start with crushes. How we feel when we start feeling feelings.
I hate it.
We feel scared.
Literally. I feel like I can say this. I'm in the middle of a crush right now, and I hate it. I hate it so much.
I'm not in the middle of anything right now. Kind of just live, laugh, loving, but
Oh, Lord.
hardly. But hardly. But what I do, I think I'm acting normal, but maybe I'm not. I don't know. I don't know ever what to think, because my brain just jumps to conclusions, and I'm like, oh, the way they said that, maybe they hate me now.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, why'd they say that? Did I do something? That's just my brain normally, but imagine me liking someone. And like thinking like, oh my god.
I feel like my thing is like when no one knows that I'm liking someone, I feel like I could pull it off. But once I tell someone that I like someone, then I feel like I'm overdoing it with that person. Like I'm talking to that person too much. I talk about that person too much.
When we talked about this the other day, me and P-Bear did at least. Gloom's not in the group chat, so awkward for him.
Yeah, fortunate.
I was like, I have this. It's mostly in my head. I think I told Gloom this anyways, so it doesn't really matter. But it's in my head. I know it's in my head. But I have this thing that if I say who I have a crush on out loud, or tell somebody anything about someone that I genuinely like or whatever, something goes wrong. They end up liking somebody else, and they tell me about it, and I'm like, oh, that's crazy. or they just stop talking to me, or they act different, and then I'm like, oh no, I made a mistake. And so I've stopped telling people who I like. I just don't do it. If it's like someone like not, I don't want to say insignificant, but like someone I'm like, oh, I'm not trying to date them or anything. I'm just talking to them with like no other like plans, I guess. Just like talking. Then I'm like, oh, I'll tell you all about them. Like, because I'm not planning on dating them. I'm just talking to them. I don't care about that. Of course, they don't stop talking to me. But I'm like, because like I don't change the way in which I talk to someone after I tell somebody else.
Okay. No, yeah.
Sorry, I got a call.
That's
But yeah, I feel stressed. I always feel stressed, but I feel stressed times 10.
Yeah, it's so weird liking someone. Like
I've only had like I want to say only 2 real crushes I had on people, and this is like middle school and then going in high school. I acted differently, I guess, in both situations, but it's like I don't know. I would like want to talk to them more and stuff like that, and then it would be like, and I would see like later on, like, oh, that was definitely annoying. Goddamn, I'm annoying. And then I was like trying to stop.
Because like when you like someone, regardless if you like them or not, you just want to be by them.
Yeah.
It's like, oh wow, they're really fun to talk to, really fun, blah 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 blah. So regardless if I like someone or like someone, like in the sense of like just as a person, I just want to spend time with them or just talk to them because it's like, and like, yeah, all I said was like in those last 2 sentences, but yeah. You just want to be by them or talk to them or whatever.
Yeah, and I feel like most people are like that.
Yeah.
Because even Peeper was like, she's worried that she's probably talking too much about them or talking to them too much. So I feel like everyone is like usually in that same boat. I've always wanted to be with them. Because, I mean, that's how it is, right? Because you want to hopefully develop that crush into something else.
Yeah.
And if you're me, you never do. Sorry.
If you're me, you get too scared to tell them how you feel.
Well, I do this thing, and I've told Peeper this, is I do this thing That's low-key kind of toxic to myself. Not to them, but to myself. Well, kind of to them. But, like, if I've decided, like, oh, no, I can't like them for X, Y, or Z or something like that, I will, like, think of everything terrible about that person and then, like, make myself, like, resent them. And then, like, I'm like, okay, we're friends, though, so I can't hate them. But, like, I'll just do everything in my power to only look at them in a negative light so that I can't like them anymore. I really ruined myself with that. I'm
You
like,
know,
That's something else.
I
hey,
thought
that's a
about
different idea, but
I thought about that like a while ago. I was like, okay, if this works for Tam Tam, maybe this will work for me with my current crush. So here's my problem. Okay, I tried to think about anything bad about this guy, and for me, I couldn't find anything. So I was like, damn.
mhm.
Well, what do I do now?
What I do now?
It's okay. You'll get toxic. It happens.
The what?
Wait a minute.
Toxic.
Like toxic to yourself about liking people and then crushing your own dreams before someone can crush them for you.
Wait, actually, speaking about crushes, there's this one person that reaches out to me, and they said they reached out to the podcast, right? They said,
I wanna know
"Hello,
who this
I was
person is."
wondering if Tam Tam is single." Sincerely from Kennedy.
Don't worry about it.
Tam Tam.
That's the answer.
Don't worry about
It's
it.
business.
It sounded like you were single. Did you make it toxic?
She is in a relationship with herself. She's focusing on herself right now. Yep, that's the answer.
He's trying to focus on you, so maybe
Yeah.
you can double focus on yourself. So
Oh my gosh.
okay, well we can move on to the next topic. What wouldn't we prefer on the first date versus an ideal one?
What wouldn't we?
Yeah.
Like if someone's like, okay, we're going on a date and they did this, you'd be like, what?
So hold on. So like most people like to go out to eat, I guess,
Mhm.
for like a first date. No, thank you. I think that's just lame and boring, and like you do you, but I just don't like that. Like I don't even like generally eating that much out, so I would prefer to do something else. Like I think it'd be fun. It's just take someone out to like one of those indoor rock climbing places, just have fun there, and then do whatever in the rest of the day. Like maybe we can eat like after, but I just prioritize like something fun, I guess, that we can both do.
Yeah.
I feel like if someone would be like, hey, do you want to go on a date? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, okay, let's go to the movies. I'm like, no. I think the movies is such a stupid date. At least a stupid first date. Because it's like, you're at the movies. Like, the whole point of a date, or at least the first date, is like, you know, you want to get to know each other a little more. You can't fucking talk to each other during a movie.
Right. Oh, she took what I was going to say.
This is so dumb. It's I'm like, yeah, let's go to the movies. No!
Damn, do you have a different one?
No, I was gonna say the same thing in a similar sense of like a date is supposed to be like, oh, we're gonna like learn about each other and or you know try to progress this relationship. So why would I want to sit in a dark theater watching a movie? I could do that at home. We could do that at home,
right?
Like, and then I don't know. I guess like it's nice for people who may be more introverted. So like if it's two introverted people, talking less might feel like safer. And then after it gives you something to talk about. So like would I be if someone were to bring me to a movie theater and be like, oh, yay, I wouldn't be like, I'm leaving now. But I wouldn't be like, oh, yay, we're gonna sit in silence because I'd be uncomfortable the whole time. Like I'm already uncomfortable to begin with, you know.
Time and the whole time she's in the theater room. Man, I hate this person. Like all the stuff I hate about him. Real quick.
No.
The movie ends. Yeah, no, this will never ever work out.
I only ever do that if it's like there's just something like I'm a complicated person. Don't think about it too much.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
No.
But an ideal one. Let me lay out the picture.
Okay, podcast fam,
about
Kennedy, take notes.
Oh my god. I've thought about this often. Okay. Not often. That sounds weird. Anyways, I thought about it. So.
Okay, so what's an ideal date for you?
Oh, you're gonna ask P-Bear. I was like,
I was going to say P-Bear, but then you said okay, so I was like, okay, you can go off, pop off.
I've been okay. We're outside. It's like
Crazy.
a picnic type vibe, okay? But it's nights. Not sketchy though. And there's stars. We're watching stars and talking. That's it.
Start watching.
But like, start watching, gazing.
Do we have a place like that even in the state?
I didn't say I'd be here. I'm just saying.
I'm just saying.
Date would be. You didn't say how to be realistic.
No,
and
yeah.
Possible.
I mean,
you just said, what is your ideal date?
Okay, fair.
Thank you.
Fair. P-Bear?
My ideal date?
Yes.
Honestly, it was what Tam said. I love looking at the stars. It's just so nice and it's calming. And it's like, I think at night is where, first, I don't know why this happens, but at night is where more like intimate conversations happen. And that's when you really get to know people, I feel like. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so like, laying out, having like a little, like a few snacks too, like a few drinks, just laying out, watching stars and talking, that shit is so nice.
Listen, Lenny.
See, we're very different.
I didn't even settle for cloud watching. Too, because we have clouds.
Yeah, we're really different because like in the end goal, right? My partner should be my best friend, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I would like to do the things that I want to do, and hopefully they want to do as well. So I don't know. I want to do like activities and stuff like that. And you guys want to have a nice deep conversation under the moonlight.
Well, like, it wouldn't be every single day we're just outside looking at the sky. But, like, for a ideal first date, that would be nice. Because it's like you're actually getting to learn about each other.
Fair.
And, like, know each other. So, at least, like, on the first date, it's like that. And then the second date, you can go watch a movie. Or go do something else. For all I care. But I think it's just nice to have, like, I don't know. Yeah.
Does the movie matter? Can a person pick a horror movie? You'll be okay. I know P-Bear would be.
Would I be okay? That's a great question. Good question. I'm not a horror person.
I love horror.
I'm not against it, but I'm not like, oh yeah, I want to watch this one. I like more comedy type movies. I like laughing. Would I say yes? Yes. Only because I'm bad at saying no. So I'd be like, sure.
It's something you should work on eventually.
But I would say like, yes.
Confirm. You can take Tam out on our first date to the movie theaters. She won't say no.
I'll say yes, but I don't really like horror movies. That's what I would say, but I would watch it. Like, I'm not against them. I don't like being scared. I don't like the feeling.
Alright, so speaking about things you don't like, what are pet peeves that annoy you? Or just don't like?
Ready? Here we go.
Oh my gosh.
I hate, and literally everyone does this, all of my friends do this, and it pisses me the fuck off. I hate repetition. And what that means is that, like, if we're sitting there talking about something, right, and someone says the same sentence like 10 times within 3 minutes, you're the fucking worst. I hate you. Also, when someone
Called out.
Oh, it's okay, Temtem. I'm the same way. Sometimes I would say like the same thing like twice, and I don't realize I already said it. So I'll say it again, and I'll catch myself up to the third or fourth. I'm like, wait, hold on, I already said this. What am I doing?
Right.
I just get caught in a loop for some reason. Alright, it's okay. We know people hates me and Temtem.
And I hate when people like repetition in the fact of when like someone's like, if I'm like, oh Lenny, like you have to do this, and Lenny's like, okay, I fucking hate that too. Like
I hate going off repetition. I don't like when I have to repeat myself 20 times. I'll repeat myself twice. The third time, you lost me. I'm not gonna repeat it again. Don't listen once, shame on you. Don't listen twice, shame on me for trying to tell you anyways.
Sometimes I have hard of hearing though, for some reason. Like this happened to me before. Like someone will be talking to me, or like someone else gets my attention and they say a sentence. I'm like, what did you say? And they say it clearly, but it doesn't register in my mind. I'm like, what did you say? And after I ask like 2 more times, I'm like, oh, I don't know why I didn't understand you. I don't know if this like happens to people, but that definitely happens to me sometimes. Like rarely, but I'm like, why is my brain so slow right now?
Something that I hate that my mom does, or some people do it too, but my mom does it a lot, is when I say something like, what time are you leaving? Right? She goes, what? Or like she wasn't listening. And then I'll ask it again, and she'll be like, sorry, someone's talking to me. I'm like, and then like before I can even start the sentence again, I'll say, what time? Then she'll answer the question. I'm like, you heard me say it twice, said you didn't hear it, but then answered it the third time without me even asking it. I don't know if that makes any sense, but it happens more frequently to me than you might think. It's annoying. What other pet peeves are there?
Repetition.
You know what else I hate?
I'll keep that in mind.
When people like overpronunciate a letter. Like my nieces, like Ariana, she'll say milk. And I'm like, the fuck? Why did you say it like that? She's like, what? I was like, why'd you say milk like that? She's like, I said milk. I hate it. I hate it. You don't have to put that much emphasis on the K.
I'm gonna be overthinking everything I say now whenever I'm talking to you. Because I'm not gonna be able to help it. Oh, with the repetition thing, sometimes I have like a very slight stutter and a lisp. We out here. But sometimes if I get really stressed out, I will repeat something, or if I'm tired, my brain just kind of like can't, and I'll say like the same thing like 3 times in a row, and I'm like, I don't know what's happening. Like it happened the other day. I kept saying like, I was up till 4 a.m. I was up till 4 a.m. Like at different times. My sister's like, were you up at 4 a.m. though? I'm like, yeah, I was, but I was just so beyond exhausted. Crazy.
Okay, it's okay, Tento. Me and you both have stuttering problems then, because I definitely have one. But we're here doing a podcast.
We out here
trying to go against.
By P Bear.
That's crazy. I didn't mean to attack you.
Too late.
Every pet peeve, just describing us. I'm like, well, that's crazy.
Oh, another pet peeve I kind of have, which is kind of a pet peeve, but maybe it's not, is when like I'm talking, but then people keep talking like over you. Like you had the moment to talk, and you're almost done saying what you had to say, and someone else goes like, I do this too, so don't get me wrong.
Don't do that.
Everybody's guilty of doing it. But
especially
but like right now, like that
sometimes
just there. It's a good example of what that was.
It just happens sometimes. Like I don't mean to, but I'll speak over you just by accident, you know?
Yeah. Sometimes
I think you'll
really
be
excited.
done, but you're not.
Yeah. But also I get excited to like share like what I found out or something. Like if we're all talking and someone says something and I'm like, oh my gosh, that reminds me, and I have to say it or I'm going to forget. Because I'm forgetful. So if I don't say it right then and there, it's never gonna come out.
Gotcha.
But yeah.
Nice. But personally, for me, for like to the topic for pet peeves, I don't think I have any specific ones that I have in mind, or nothing that's too like annoying. Like if there is anything, I'll just like say, "Oh, like okay, can you just not do that?" And then that's it. Like I guess like when people like burp, I guess at the when we're eating, I'm like, bro, please, I'm trying to eat.
I do too. I agree with
Like,
that.
why you like this? Or like when I go work out, with one of my friends, right?
Mm-hmm.
He like drinks like an energy drink, but it has like it's like a soda energy drink.
Mm-hmm.
So he burps, and I'm like, bro, I can smell what you ate this morning. Just please keep it in. I tell him that every single time. He's like, oh my bad, I didn't even notice I did it. I'm like, well, I smell it, so I know you did. So, and like it's fair, it's fine. Like sometimes you have to like burp, but don't do it in my face,
Right.
So, like, point it at some other direction. That's like my number one thing, if anything.
Mm-hmm.
But I definitely point it out if I can. Okay, so with that brings us to the end of the podcast. So thank you guys for watching. You can listen to us on Spotify, iHeartRadio, or Apple Podcasts. Oh, we're also on YouTube. And if you guys want, you can join our Discord, the Stack Tortillas podcast. The link will be... I don't know what the link will be, but...
It's also on our YouTube. If you click our channel, it's on the top in the banner. You can click it. And also there's a link for the Apple Podcasts and Spotify playlist there.
Please leave comments. We have...
Please!
Please!
Yeah.
We need these
Yeah, and if you join the Discord, you can add questions there that you think about throughout the week, or just if maybe you have an idea, like, I don't know, anything. We will listen.
You can comment anything. We'll pick it out. Like you heard earlier, this guy named Kennedy's trying to pick up Tam Tam.
Oh my gosh.
We'll bring it up. See what happens.
Well, you'll never know.
Kennedy, if you're watching, please leave another comment. I'll make sure to read it.
Kennedy, if you're
Bring it
here,
into the next podcast.
Let us know.
Okay,
Oh my God.
that's the end. We'll see you next time. Peace.